Hello everyone and welcome back to X4. Alright then, so our station is under construction. Let's just take a look on the map. So obviously we have two stations, but this one is the one that is under construction. And I do believe we are about to have the first shipment of resources coming in. Let's just take a look. Right, the first shipment of Claytronics and whole parts are theoretically in these two ships, and energy cells are not too far behind. If all goes well, we should have enough resources to at least get the silicon production up and running, maybe even the refined goods, but I am not holding my breath. Anyways, once the silicon production is up and running, I will redirect our mining fleet and they should start working in this sector. Okay then. Well, I suppose, yeah, you know what? Let me just take a look at the different factions we have in the universe, at least the ones we are in knowledge of. So factions and relations, yes, some of them are not very happy with us. Obviously, yeah, these are the bugs. I am not going to say the name because I don't want to flag the YouTube algorithm. The bugs are completely hostile, but we cannot do anything about that. Same goes for the Xenon. And I don't know about the Yaki. They are basically a pirate faction. I have no idea if we can get on their good side. I guess I will try to look into it at some point. I suppose we can try to get on the good side of the Holy Order, the Terran Protectorate, and the Zyard Patriarchy. They are not very happy with us, but if we go to their stations and do a little bit of criminal hunting, they should be relatively amenable to our advances, basically. So yeah, tell you what, let's just take a look at the map. And I suppose the Holy Order should be our first target. They are relatively close by, so you know what, yeah, let's just go for them. Let me set one of their stations as our target, maybe even their wharf. There we go, and let's just enable autopilot. Okay, apparently we are not going this way, which means there is another way in this direction. Obviously it would make sense because this looks like a little bit of a better path there. I think it's going to be maybe through this way, or maybe through this way. Well, I guess we will see. Anyways, the best way to try to make peace with different factions is to go to their stations and hunt down some criminals. I've already done that around certain stations, for example in Argon Prime and that kind of stuff, but the biggest hurdle that we might need to face in this endeavor is going to be the bug that I have seen a couple of times already. You know, where the civilian traffic is flickering around. Unfortunately, that one still has not been fixed, so we might run into some trouble. Anyways, I suppose I will see you once we arrive.
Entering system, Nobilius Fortune.
Okay, we are on the superhighway. We might as well start looking for missions. Basically, I am hoping to get my hands on one of the missions where we have to hunt down criminal traffic around stations. For example, this one, shakedown. Exactly, perfect. Exactly what I was hoping for. Okay, it is not a very lucrative mission, but basically, thank you, I will set out. It is... Wait, that's a Paranid. But I do believe this is still for the Holy Order mission. Okay.
Entering system.
Well, okay. Basically, I was hoping that it would be around a Holy Order station, because each and every one of the criminal traffic that we shoot down will count towards extra faction standing and the mission itself as well. But apparently now we are needed to hunt down traffic around a whatchamacallit, a God Realm station, which is not what I was hoping for, but you know what, it's fine. We still get the extra standing from the mission itself. Okay then, it is right in front of us. I will go there and hunt down the wrongdoers.
Autopilot disengaged.
Okay, we are on location. We only need to shoot down 4 criminals. That's not a lot, but well, that's going to be a couple of extra points of standing, I suppose. And there is the first target.
Thief! Stop them!
Short range transporter B. Civilian ship B.
And mission complete. Yeah, we got a single point of standing with the Holy Order. Not great, but oh well. We will get more in due time. Anyways, let's just get rid of these dropped boxes, and we should get a relatively decent amount of standing with the God Realm at least. Not what I was trying to do, but you know what? It's not going to hurt. Anyways, we do have, yeah, a couple of boxes here too. Might as well pick them up. Thank you, and let's just go back to Holy Order space.
Entering system. Pontifex's claim.
Alrighty then. Let me just take a look around. Enable HUD. And yes, we are in Holy Order space. Well, do we have any missions on offer? Not that I can see. And by the way, is there minables in the area? Yes, there are. Tell you what, I've been meaning to test this since the last episode. If I shoot these nodules,
Asteroid.
basically, are we going to get lodestones from these? Okay, we cannot shoot them. No, wait, we can. And that is just ice. Okay, not justice, but just ice. Let me just quickly try to shoot these nodes. Maybe we get some lodestones, although maybe we don't get them from ice, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that we don't get lodestones from ice, apparently. Let me just take a look at one of the non-ice asteroids.
Asteroid.
It's all ice around here. So we do get, yeah, we do have a little bit of silicon and ore as well. But in this region, it is completely ice. Also, yeah, I will try to keep an eye on these stations. I still want to get my hands on that elusive mission. I want to improve our standing with these guys. There we go. Okay, now this is going to have a Holy Order station, so let's just accept it. And before I go, do we have any minables in here? Only guesses as far as I can tell. Okay, fine. let's just hop on the highway and go to where we need to go. I do remember finding lodestones while we were mining with the drill, but obviously
Entering system.
that was a while ago, and I am not sure if we can get lodestones by simply shooting, you know, nodes on asteroids, or if we have to use mining beams. I do believe that we can get lodestones just by shooting stones, but obviously I first want to test it. Anyways, I think the target is, yeah, that station right there. Okay, I will go there, hunt down the criminals, and I suppose I will see you once we are done.
What's the one to die?
Illegal cargo on drone detected.
Transporter B. Civilian ship B. Short range transporter B.
Finally. This was the last ship. For some reason, now they were spawning the irregular way, basically every couple of minutes. So yeah, I had to spend a lot of time sitting around. But you know what? We got it done, and we got enough reputation so that the Holy Order now allows us to land at their stations. So the Holy Order of the Pontifex, yes, we can land on their stations. And now that we can land, we can trade with them, which means our ships should be able to take care of the rest of our negative standing, so that's going to be fine. And you know what? This taught me the lesson that don't really rely on these missions. I think it's the best to do is to just fly in between stations and hunt down the criminals one by one. Is going to be fine. Anyways, now that we had to spend a lot of time sitting idle, that should also mean that we should have a lot of money now. And we do, 870,000. That means that we should be able to, yes, we can finish building the station. Great. Okay, the rest of the materials should be delivered relatively soon, and let's just take a look at the actual station. Configure. Okay, we are still building the last storage, but after that one is done, this place is good to go. You know what? At this point, we might as well tell our miners to start working for the station. So I will tell them to stop working in the reach and start working for the station as miners. Alpha group, and these two will be assigned to group Alpha. Okay, now the problem is obviously the station has no manager. So tell you what, since we are here, I will dock at this station real quick, and I will try to hire someone who is, well, not completely incompetent.
Docking.
And there we go. Okay, so anyone on board who wants to be a manager. This place is a lot more dead than I anticipated. Where is everyone? Ah,
Discoverer. Vanguard.
there are no service technicians out. What's going on? What kind of civilian facilities do we have on this station? None that I can see. Huh. Also, there is no trader. Okay, I suppose we will try our luck somewhere else.
Discoverer, Vanguard.
Okay, let's just leave. Maybe... where should we go to try to get a crew? Yeah, this place is a little bit bugged with the civilian traffic. Not too bad, but not too great either. Maybe we can try our luck here.
Requesting permission to go.
Okay, so do we have anyone walking around on this station? Please, I just want to find a manager. Okay, there is someone. They have 0 management skills. As I said, I would like to find someone who is not completely incompetent, so let's just keep looking. Half a star, 0. Half a star, but he is a decent engineer, which means they will be a little bit too expensive for us to hire right now. You know what? Fine. Nobody has any skill in management, so might as well go for this very cheap person. You can serve as our manager on this station. I do believe I did say that managers gain skill relatively quickly, so it's not exactly the worst idea to just to hire a very cheap person. They will get up to speed eventually. Okay, so the station now has a manager. I will quickly hop on board the ship and let me just take a look at our property. So the station should be up and running by now. Let me just quickly zoom and yes, now we are building the metal refinery. Good. Information. Yeah, the rest of the materials are incoming. So this place will be up and running completely relatively soon now. But at this point, the station can start processing silicon. What about the miners? Okay, they didn't have a drop-off point previously, but now they do, so I will reset. Okay, so they shouldn't have any more ore in a second, so they can start mining for silicon. What about you? You are still not mining. Okay, can you please move yourself to the station at least? Fly here and wait. After you guys are done unloading, you do the same. And there we go. Okay. Next. I do believe I did float the idea either in the last episode or the one before that I might want to buy a small trading ship so we can tell them to move all parts around in Argon Prime. I would like to have a steady supply of whole parts in the wharf, so if we have to buy a ship, it would be ready to go relatively quickly. So I will buy a small ship will do, I think. I just want to have a courier. This one has a relatively decent cargo space, almost 2000. I think it's going to be fine. I don't really want to go for anything special. I suppose, yeah, a Mark 1 travel engine will be fine. A all-around thruster, a simple Mark 1 shield, no weaponry, the bare basic software, and a pilot. And that's it. 340,000. We do have the materials right now, so let's just quickly jump on this. There we go. Once it's built, I will tell them to be a auto trader in Organ Prime, and they should focus on delivering whole parts. We have a whole parts factory here, so they should be able to do this completely on their own, and they should keep these two stations filled up with the necessary materials. Okay, so this one will be finished in a couple of seconds, and there we go. It is done. So can you please... Yeah. Information, behavior, can you please be a local auto trader for whole parts in Organ Prime? Confirm. So they will go here, deliver them where they are needed, and that is going to be hopefully a good thing for us. Okay, the drills are... Yeah, Can I get rid of those failed orders? They should be in here, but for some reason I cannot get rid of them. Yes, there are buyers in the sector. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot. I want to make sure that the station only accepts deliveries from our own crew. So configure station, and sorry, not configure station, but the internals. Before I do this, I need to set up a behavior, global orders, and I want to set up a new trade rule. And that trade rule is going to be internal only. And all we need to do is restrict all factions except our own. And we can save this rule. Great. Now we can tell stations and ships that if we want to, then we can only allow them to trade with our own stations and ships. And this will allow us to, let me just go ahead and tell the station overview. Silicon, you are only allowed to buy from our own ships. There we go. Okay. This station is not allowed to buy raw resources from outside sources. And that basically means that we don't need to pay for the raw resources, which is going to make our lives a lot cheaper. And that's going to be great. Okay. I suppose I will deal with the ores once we are ready for them. Not right now. Energy cells, unfortunately, they will have to be bought, the regular way, because unfortunately we have no onboard production of energy cells yet. Eventually we will, but not right now. Okay, also silicon, you know what? Technically we are paying the maximum amount of money right now, but since we are dealing with this internally, just set the price to absolute minimum, and the overall operating budget is going to be a little bit lower. Okay, I think energy cells can be bought at max price, is going to be fine. They are relatively cheap anyways. Okay then, next. Unfortunately, our manager is very inefficient right now because they are basically 0 star. So tell you what, I think what I will do is maybe buy another one of these cheap trading ships. I think that would be ideal, so we can tell them to work for the station and buy the energy cells that are needed. That would be kind of nice, but unfortunately we don't have the money for it right now. I am tempted to reassign this guy. But they are going to give us a steady supply of credits. Maybe later. For now, you know what? After you are done delivering these whole parts, I will set up a quick trade. Just pick up a bunch of energy cells from this station, confirm, and drop them off right here on the Grand Exchange refinery. There we go. After that, you can come back and do your job, but I just want to kickstart the station so we can get started on making the silicon wafers at least. Okay, how are the deliveries, by the way? We are only looking for the whole parts now. How far is the delivery, by the way? 12 minutes. Can we please get a better one? I will cancel that delivery. We might get a slightly faster ship. Yeah, I will cancel that for now. How is the headquarters doing, by the way? Okay, we are still delivering these resources, but they are still not quite finished. Well, I suppose we might as well just leave them to it. At this point, yeah, we just need to wait until the production spools up, I suppose. The only thing missing now is the energy cells. The miners should be pretty much good to go now. Yeah, they are no longer complaining about the failed orders, so they should be okay. Okay, then, tell you what. What about we go and try to find the Terran? Yeah, you know what? Let's just go for it. Now, I do believe for us to do that, what we need to do is go to the void, right? And the void should lead us to the Antigone Memorial. Yes, I think so. And I believe it's going to be somewhere around here. This jump gate, I mean. And after that, we should have a relatively clean way into Terran space. So yeah, tell you what, I will set the guidance to this position. We can undock. And I will go ahead and move ourselves to that position.
Autopilot engaged.
Okay, so off we go. While we are going there, I will try to keep an eye on the different stations we have. I just want to make sure that they are operating relatively efficiently. So, for example, this courier picked up a bunch of energy cells. It will move them to the station, drop them off, and once we have the raw resources on the station, we should have some silicon wafers being made. Okay then, by the way, how is the manager doing now? Yeah, still no skill, unfortunately. Anyways, while we are making money, I suppose once we have enough money, I will buy that extra trader for the station. But that will have to wait a little bit. After this guy comes back, it will start delivering the whole parts once again, and that will give us a little bit of extra income.
Entering system. Second contact.
So, second contact, and
Jump gate. The void.
that one will lead us into the void. Lovely. Okay, I will disable autopilot. By the way, this is...
SE.
yeah, that's a xenon mining ship. They sometimes wander into Commonwealth space. They are a little bit brave, but you know what? If they die, that's good for us. So anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into the void. And if you remember, the void is a little bit dangerous. You don't want to get into this green mist. That is completely irradiated, and that is not going to be good for our shields. Anyways, I do believe the jump kit we are looking for is this one. So once we fly through it, we should be in Antigone Memorial. We can get rid of the guidance waypoint now. Thank you. So theoretically, this is the jump gate that we are looking for.
Unknown object. Entering system. Antigone Memorial.
Yep, Antigone Memorial. Okay, now we need to look for a jump gate on the southern edge of this system. Let me just take a look. Where is it? Oh, wait, it is going to be more this way. There it is. So that is the station we are, no, sorry, not station, but the jump gate we are looking for. This will theoretically lead into, well, not yet Terran space, but a space that is a kind of a breakaway faction of Terrans. It's a little bit of a complicated history. I might be remembering this wrong, but I do believe Terrans sent out a colonization fleet not too long after they were reconnected to the jump gate network, and after that the jump gates were shut down, and that separated the colonies from the main Terran space. And while they were outside their jurisdiction, they got a little bit more established, so now they are technically two separate factions, but the colonists are still technically subservient to the Terran main space, basically.
System. Sigeris.
And exactly. These are the space of the Sigeris pioneers. Let's just take a look. There we go. Technically, these guys are Terran, but, you know, not completely. Anyways, from here, I think we need to find a jump gate going somewhere this way. There it is. Okay, this one will get us one step closer to Terran space. By the way, how is the delivery going? Okay, it is right here. It has been delivered. Great. How is the mining going? Not great. Right. Silicon mining is a little bit more slow than regular ore mining, but they will get it finished eventually. Anyways, let's fly through this gate next. And yeah, as you can see, they are not very happy with us, but
Jump gate.
if we do this correctly, we should be able to at least reach the point where we can land on their stations. Okay, from here, I believe we need to go somewhere this way. Yeah, there it is. That jump gate is our next target. And this is going to be the second to last jump gate before we are in Terran space, I believe. I think this one will lead into Brennan's Triumph, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, this is Gaian Prophecy. The next one will be Brennan's Triumph, and after that we are going to be in the Sol system. Okay, in the meantime, let's just keep an eye on these guys. So the courier will go back to trading whole parts in Argon Prime. That will be a relatively decent source of income. Also, what is this one coming from? 44,000. Is that a whole parts trade? Let me just take a look. Information, behavior, yes, that's going to be a whole parts trade. So yeah, at this moment in time, our only source of income is this little trader.
Entering system.
Technically, this station is still not giving us any money because it doesn't have any resources to trade away. It will eventually. What about the miners? Yeah, they are not very fast. Can I hurry them along a little bit? If I tell them to transfer wares right now, confirm. And can you please stop mining for a second? Thank you. Just drop down whatever you have right now. I just want to kickstart the production right now. So transfer wares, silicon goes to the station, and stop mining for a second. That should do it. We should have a decent amount of ores coming in. Let me just take a look. That is going to be yeah, about 1,000, I don't know, cubic meters, I believe. Yeah, cubic meters of silicon coming in. That should be enough to make at least a couple of runs in the production facility. Okay, how far is the whole parts delivery? 3 minutes. That's acceptable. Okay, so once the whole parts are delivered, the remaining facilities will be built and we can start refining regular ore as well. Okay, oh wait, did I overshoot this? Oh wait, I might have overshot the gate. Okay, let's take a look. Oh yeah, very much. I thought I had it relatively zeroed in. Where is it? Is that the one? Yes. Okay, I will try to make sure I am actually looking at it correctly, and that should do it. Yeah, sometimes it pays to pay attention. Okay, once again, let's keep looking at our stuff. Apparently the refined metal production is about halfway finished. That's good. Okay, how is the courier doing? Okay, it is dropping things off at the wharf. That's great. I just want to make sure production is continuous in the wharf. Apart from allowing us to buy ships relatively quickly, it also makes sure that the AI factions can also get their hands on their ships relatively easily, which might create a bit of a competition for us, but it will keep the economy going. And basically, I just want to make sure that the Xenon cannot really make gain a foothold in Hatikwa's choice. Speaking of, yeah, I do believe the station, yeah, the station is shaking around, which means it is technically under attack. So the Xenon are probing it. I guess we just need to wait and see if they can push through. Okay, so I do believe we are in the Sol system now, right? No, wait, this is still Brennan's Triumph. Okay, let's just zoom in. This is the last jump gate we need to go through. So we are in Brennan's Triumph. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. We were in the Sol system. We were in Neptune. We did manage to go through. Okay, never mind. Fine. Let's turn around and go back. Where was it again? Let me just target the jump gate.
Jump gate, Sol.
There we go. Okay, yeah, I didn't pay attention. We were actually in the Sol system. So after that, we should have 2 jump gates we can go through. You know what? I will quickly go through the Pluto and the Oort cloud systems so we can knock them out, because that is going to be a dead end in the jump gate network. Okay, let's keep an eye on these guys. So are you picking stuff up? No, it is not trading. Does that mean the whole parts factory is empty? Trade. Okay, can you please move yourself to the whole parts factory? Dock and just fly and wait. I think we have lost the trade information.
Sol.
Okay, so now we are in Neptune. We should have a acceleration gate somewhere in this direction, right? Where is it? We should have a gate that leads to Pluto. So what is that? That's a ship, okay. Well, I suppose we could start forming faction standing right here. That's going to be fine. But I just want to take care of this little dead end, so might as well do it. So there's an acceleration gate. I think this might lead to where we need to go. Anyways, can you trade here now? No. Okay, can you dock? So,
Object.
yes, that's a known object, that's an acceleration gate. The question is it going to lead us to Pluto or Uranus? That's the question now. So the only way to find out is if we fly through.
Entering Pluto.
Yeah, welcome to Pluto. Okay, and now we should have one more jump gate, sorry, acceleration gate leading to the Oort cloud. Where is it? Well, I suppose we can make a quick sensor sweep. That might make our lives a bit easier. Ooh, there is a logbox right here. Tell you what, since it's right here, we might as well take a look at it. Oh, stop. That was very close. Let's go ahead and shoot off the locks and let's see what we have. I'm really hoping for secure containers. Ah, no. Oh well. I missed a little bit. Oh well, not the end of the world. Do we have the gate uncovered yet, by the way? No, station, object. That might be it. Although I think the jump gate is going to be a little bit further away.
Station.
The acceleration gate should be somewhere in this direction, I believe. Oh, there it is. Okay, I will more or less aim for it and let's fly through. Okay then, let's take a look at our lead. So, this guy has docked. Can you trade with this station now? Okay, I am relatively certain that whole parts are completely empty. Yeah, no offer for this ware. We have completely drained this station of all of its resources. You know what? We don't really need to focus on all parts all the time. From time to time we can change the focus. I suppose we do have a solar power plant here, so might as well just go for that one for the time being. So just do energy cells for now. Later on we will switch back to whole parts. That's going to be fine. Okay, now the mineral traders, sorry, the miners should have dropped off the resources by now, and let me take a look. Yeah, we have silicon wafers on offer in the station. I do believe the range of the advertisement depends on the skill of our manager, so I am not convinced that we are going to have a steady supply of traders coming in. Anyways, just let me quickly take a look at this one. Right. So we are in the Oort cloud. Can I find a... Yeah, exactly. We have a criminal right here. Let me just quickly take care of it.
Hull integrity is vouchable.
There we go. Okay, no drops. That's fine. That's going to be 1 point of standing with the terran at least. Okay, I think I might... No, wait, that was a Sagari station, right? Yeah, that's a pioneer station. We will get standing with the pioneers, not the terran. That's fine. Okay, so as I was trying to say, I think I will stop the episode around here. Let me just quickly get the message of our good deeds, and then I suppose we can say goodbye.
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome. Yeah, that was a Sagaris Pioneers. Oh well, what about this station? Is this a Terran station? Anyways, in the meantime, you know what? Stop trading. Remove all orders and assignment, and courier, can you please work for the Grand Exchange Station as a trader? I just want to make sure we keep the energy cells supplied, and from time to time, if you can sell the excess silicon wafers if you can. Anyways, stop here. That is still a Pioneer station, but it has a mission. So mission offers, return, destroy laser towers. No, that is a little bit over our heads right now. Okay, tell you what. I suppose I will go to, yeah, the orbital defense station.
Autopilot engaged.
That is definitely a Terran station, so we can start hunting for criminals there. Anyways, as I said, I suppose we should end the episode here, but because we are way over time now, all that is left to say is that thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want. If you would like to support me a little bit more, you can do so by clicking the join button and becoming a channel member, which will give you an early and ad-free access to these videos. Once again, thank you for watching and thank you very much for your support. I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.